Hello, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another esports news episode. We hope you guys all enjoy today's stories, which will be timestamped down below. But as always, let's get into it. And of course, in biggest news for CSGO, we actually finally have the Face It Major sticker drop coming out. I cannot wait to see what you guys think about this. Honestly, in my own opinion, they are a bit anticlimactic. They're not amazing stickers. They're not, drop dead gorgeous. But I do want to say the gold stickers are actually very cool. And with the radius of these Face It stickers looking a bit bigger than other stickers in the past, the gold stickers could be very cool, as well as some hollow stickers that have been sent in. And feel free to send me more screenshots of these stickers for the future. They actually do look pretty cool. So I think hollows and golds are doing really well. The regular stickers are a bit bland, especially with the solid black background. That could be an issue. I think we already see a lot of players out there scratching their stickers to get rid of the background, and they look okay on weapons. So I think regular stickers and foils look okay, but golds and hollows definitely have potential for the future, and I'm just glad the major sticker drop finally came a week before the actual major matches do start. So of course, waiting till last minute, but I think it was definitely worth it because it was dropped alongside with a huge CSGO announcement. For all of you guys who don't play CSGO but watch esports news episodes, you can now play CSGO for free in offline mode, as well as GOT demo reviews. If you guys don't know what that means, you can now play offline with bots. You can test your aim. You can actually get a feel for the game and all of its maps in offline mode, so you can actually do against really good bot players that are actually better than most players in the game. You can really test your aim, feel out the game, and actually get decent at the game before actually deciding to purchase it in real life. So it's a very cool update, in my own opinion, a very big one for the future of CSGO. And alongside that, if you guys are growing to be CSGO fans and you're actually growing tired of offline mode, you can also watch GOTV demo reviews of professional matches and get even better at the game. This is a huge thing for the future of CSGO, offering a free mode like many other games out there do, like Fortnite, League of Legends, growing games. I guess you could say growing games, but still very big games out there in the esports scene who do not actually have a pay to win or actual pay to play model like CSGO. This is definitely a great move in the future for CSGO, and you can now play it for free. And also, in other big Valve news out there, we do have the official release into the map pool of our first hero. That's going to be Grimstroke. Now, for now, I know a lot of people are awaiting Mars to come out very soon. As of right now, we don't know too much about Mars. Obviously, these two characters were the first two heroes we actually saw released at the International and actually debuted. But there's not too much information out there about Mars right now, and he is still not playable either. But we do have Grimstroke. Actually, his balances are already released into the game, and he is now playable as well. So some great things coming forward. A quick overview for all of you as well for his abilities going forward, as well as, I guess I'm not going to talk about too many of the balances because we don't know his gameplay too well. But first off, we do have his Q, or his Stroke of Fate. If you guys don't know, he kind of gets out a blob of ink, and the further that it goes and the more champions it goes through, the more damage it does. And it's definitely some unique abilities besides his R, which is just a binding ability. But besides that, we also have his W, the Phantom, the Phantom's Embrace, where he sends out a Phantom attached to the enemy. First, it does silence them and does little damage, and the longer the Phantom is there, although the Phantom can be killed, of course, the longer the attached time of the Phantom, the more damage it does. Now, also, the most important ability, I think, the one that's actually very cool, we actually have his E. His E is going to be his Ink Swell. He can cover himself or an enemy, and of course a swell or a blob of ink. It makes them immune to attacks for a short amount of time. It also does AoE damage to an enemy champions as well as minions. So a very cool ability there, and again, that can be applied to himself or as well as an ally, and also gives increased movement speed. Now lastly as well, his R is going to be his Bind. You can actually bind two enemies together, and very interesting enough, it does seem single target damage to one of those binded enemies will actually do similar damage to the other enemy he is actually binded to. So some great abilities coming forward, and definitely going to be some great hero use here. I cannot wait to see if there's going to be more balances in the future, and especially I cannot wait for more information on Mars, which we know nothing about. But also on top of that, guys, some big roster changes coming out there. The first of which is to the ex-VGJ Storm roster. They have actually now officially added Universe in place of Snake King. I don't think many people would be surprised to have this be a big move for the future of this ex-VGJ team, and who they're going to be signed by is also another big question in the air, but definitely a dominant roster beforehand, especially throughout group play at RTI, and now with Universe on that roster as off lane, I don't think many people could argue this is definitely a huge improvement for the team, and I cannot wait to see them play their first matches together. But also, very lastly, Sind is apparently trying to come out the casting career once again and return to professional play. He actually tweeted out about this, looking apparently to be position 5 for a team out there, or a captain, or a drafter. So Sind is apparently coming back. He's been going back and forth between casting and professional play. I always love seeing casters come off the desk though and actually exhibit what they actually first started out doing. So I cannot wait to see if he does find a team, and more changes should be here, guys, after the weekend. And again, some big changes hopefully coming soon. And also for Fortnite news out there, of course, we've talked about it many times so far. The last week of Skirmish Series is here. Skirmish Series Week 8, it will be a $1.5 million prize pool, so a bit larger than the first few weeks of the actual event itself. These are going to be answering a lot of big questions, though. It will be at PAX West, and it's going to be a great event. I do not doubt it. Many of your favorite streamers and YouTubers and players are going to be traveling all the way there, although a few of them will not be traveling. So it's going to be a questionable if it does not work out, because PAX West, for entertainment issues, of course, they're also most notably forcing all these players to actually have certified and designated gear, so all these players cannot bring custom gear or anything. Everyone has to have the same exact gear. So we saw a few complaints about there, but also on top of that, in terms of production quality, this is a big event, so hopefully PAX West can live up to the hype and not revert back to week 1 and week 2 of Skirmish Series, which did struggle. And also the last question it will answer is Fortnite still profitable while doing this Skirmish Series? Of course, $8 million plus production costs for all these events so far. They've seen amazing viewership, but the real big question going forward is, will they actually be able to afford this larger prize pools throughout all of 2018 and all of 2019, where of course they promised $100 million in prize pools. So a lot of big questions are going to be answered this weekend, and I can't wait to watch the event. It's going to be very, very fun to watch, an actual live event at PAX West, and that will be Fortnite Skirmish Series Week 8. But also, very lastly, huge announcements. I want to start touching on roster changes here in the Fortnite scene as we actually kind of know more about these players. But the biggest announcement we've seen so far, I think, in the past month or two, is now Vivid has officially joined Team Liquid and not TSM. And very quickly, here's what he had to say about why he chose Liquid over TSM.
Questions, I don't get it like all the time, right? To be honest, it's like natural chemistry was the biggest part. There were a couple other things that I talked with Myth about, so he knows kind of like a small thing that happened, but for the most part, dude, it was just natural chemistry with Chap, Poach, and Tom. And that was like the biggest part, to be honest. Like, if you guys watched my interview, my podcast with Monster D Face, I emphasized team chemistry and like me being comfortable a lot. And yeah, they're just all really cool guys.
And my one last touch for Fortnite news here, guys, is my one last thing is, if this does go the way we plan it to, and organizations eventually are going to have plenty of teams out there, plenty of players out there, if we do actually have organization-only events, let's say going forward, and it's actually designated for these orgs to send duos or squads to these certain tournaments, can you imagine if they're forced into duos, but especially squads? Imagine Liquid squad, guys. They have 72, they got Chaps, they got Poach, and now they have Vivid. I don't think many people can argue those are certainly 4 players inside the top 15 for Fortnite players, if not inside the top 10. If there is ever a designated squad event for orgs where orgs have to send 4 players on the same team, and this likely will be a thing in the future, then Liquid's got to be your favorites, guys. They actually add Vivid here, and I think one of the biggest signings we've seen throughout 2018. Congrats to Vivid, and hopefully more roster changes coming soon. It's too bad for TSM, really missing out. And also for League of Legends news out there, if you guys did see, the Gift of Rift is going on this weekend. Unfortunately enough, of course, we do have NA and as well as EU LCS playoffs going on, but still a great event. It's going to be hosted by a few captains out there, 4 teams representing 4 different charities. So a great event, guys. $100,000 going to charity. We have Scara, we have Pokimane, we have Pikachu, we have Cutie Pie, we have so many others there. And again, 4 teams, 4 different charities. But that event, unfortunately enough, will be live during the Cloud9 TSM playoff match. And so I will be watching the playoff match, but the support hopefully will be there for the charity stream as well. It's still a great idea, but again, unfortunately, they couldn't get that rescheduled. And again, speaking of playoffs, guys, the last time we predicted quarterfinals, I didn't do too well. We went 1-3, so I promise you guys semifinals we do a bit better here. I'm going to give you guys my predictions, and I'm just really crossing my fingers on this one. First of all, we do, of course, have Cloud9 TSM, the NA matchup, which I do think, again, all these matchups are going to be so close, or at least I hope they do go to that last match, match 5. I do think I'm going to continue on the hype train, though, guys. My one pick I'm going to stick with here is going to be Cloud9 over TSM, historically speaking, in the last half of the split, as well as against each other head-on-head. I think Cloud9 takes it here, guys. The real question is who their sub players will be, who their 5-man rosters will be. Will we see Sven and GG hop in again and actually take this roster to victory? It's a real big question in the air. I don't think they're going to probably play a majority of the matches, but again, they're always a big question mark for that team. I'm going to take Cloud9 over TSM, and alongside that, a little bit of an upset, I'm going to take someday the 100 Thieves over Team Liquid. I have no reason to choose this. No No reason whatsoever. In terms of overall record, obviously Liquid are #1 team for North America, but I'm going to say 100 Thieves pull off the upset. Now, also in EU LCS, guys, I'm going to continue my pick for Vitality. I think Schalke, like I said before, they snuck past Splice in that best of 5 going to Game 5. They had a rough last few weeks of the season, losing to Rocket several times, losing to H2K. I'm going to stick it out here, guys. Vitality, I think they won. I believe they won 7 of their last 8 of the games of the split. I'm sticking out Vitality here, beats Schalke, and let's say 3-1 in that series. And also, very lastly, guys, continuing on my rant here, I'm going to take Fnatic over Misfits. I know I don't have much ground to stand on because of my arguments last week, but Misfits and Jez's and that whole Mikic situation, I just don't think they have a solidified 5 yet. Although they looked amazing versus G2, I'm calling it lucky. I'll take Fnatic over here. And Reckless has confirmed, guys, Reckless will be playing for Fnatic's roster. I'm going to take Fnatic over Misfits for that last prediction. So also very lastly, and of course in Riot news out there, if you guys did see, we have Riot's official response to all the sexual harassment allegations, the unhealthy work environment allegations, and it's interesting. I want to know you guys' thoughts about this. Of course, Riot over the past few months has been accused several times of several different stories out there in the scene, and not many people really knew what standpoint to take, myself included in this. I think it's a great movement, okay? I'm not going to be one of those people who complain about them actually trying to make a difference. The question, of course, is will this actually make a difference? Will they change going forward? But the thing is, they are trying. So Riot, I wish you the best of luck. I hope things actually do change inside the workplace. They have officially responded, guys, and they made sure to get everyone in the picture to post for that. Props to them. I just hope it actually results in real change. And also, for all you people excited for Overwatch, the LEGO site went live this week. I just thought I'd mention that to all of you guys who also enjoyed the Nerf partnership. Now we have LEGO Overwatch characters hopefully coming soon. It's launched, but it's not live yet, so congrats to all you LEGO watchers. But more importantly, for all you Season 11 competitive players out there who ended the season on a bit of a rough patch. If you guys were here for last episode, of course, we saw some servers go down because there was a great patch update for DVA Cosmetics. Thank you, Blizzard. Unfortunately, timed though on the last day competitive, there were several pro players out there, several streamers, and of course tens of thousands of people worldwide who lost their competitive matches. They were kicked and lost their SR because Blizzard did not disable competitive play and actually just launched the patch in the middle of that, which was a bit rough to see, but still Season 12 does start today, so a very exciting start for all of you. Hopefully Season 12 will be a good one. I know we've seen a lot of opinions out there that the seasons have been getting worse and worse by each season that comes. I'm of a positive mindset here, guys. I think Season 12, it might just be the one, but also on top of that, I did talk about last stream, guys, we do have loot drops, Twitch loot drops for all of you guys who want to watch your streamers, for all of you who want to get your free wins and get your free drops there, but also there are several spotlight streamers on screen for all of you. There are several ones to choose from. If you do watch them for 8 hours, you unlock all the cosmetic sprays, so I know a lot of you guys actually enjoyed that. We saw Seagull break 100,000 viewers, so I'll link some streams down below for all of you guys to watch. Those will be the spotlight streams. All you have to do is watch them and you get free cosmetics, but that's it for Overwatch. We'll see you back here Monday, and hopefully Season 12 starts off well. And very lastly, in esports news, we hope you guys all enjoy, but Rocket League has seen some huge updates so far. That's the progression update. We'll talk more about Rocket Pass come Monday because that's a whole new story as well, but Rocket League's seen some great updates, although it might not be the updates that we actually need. I do need to discuss on this. First of all, we have players like Remco, ignite, talking about the current meta we're in for Rocket League, and of course the last patch brought some big changes to dribbling, as well as your car interaction with the ball being on top and below. It seems to have some sort of pinch function. It's so hard to put into words, but I know you guys know what I'm talking about. The dribbling function really has been affecting several pros out there since our last patch, and it really have been talking about the current meta we're in for Rocket League, and especially with RLCS approaching, this does need to be changed. It does seem to be a hot fix apparently to Rocket League officials will be coming out sometime soon to kind of revert that last patch and that last problem. Will it be an actual hot fix though, or will it be a hot wreck? That's going to be the big question. That was really cheesy. I don't know why I said that. But more importantly as well, we have new XP as well as level caps being taken away. Previously, of course, level 75 was your cap. It does seem the hard cap was actually 120 before. Of course, you can only reach level 75, but we actually had, once this new update did release, the new cap actually became 120, or the new floor, I should say. So people like Squishy, who had like 3,000 to 5,000 hours, other pro players out there actually started out at 120. That's their new floor. There's now no more cap for levels, guys, and also new titles will be unlocked for every 100 levels past level 100. So congrats to all you hardcore Rocket League fans out there. It's about time time to have unlimited levels, although not many games out there do unlimited levels, so it'll be very cool to see the race to who can actually retain and keep that highest level in the game itself. On top of that, of course, we have new clubs being added, 20 players to a club. Alongside that, new club tags, kind of like the old Call of Duty days. This is a huge update. I even have friends of mine who don't even play Rocket League very excited about this whole club thing. Bring in your friends, bring in random players you meet online, but on top of that as well, if you can actually bring in a pro player or even a pro team as well, they do get verified stickers or verified tags for their clubs themselves. And also, very lastly, some big updates, I guess you could say, for forfeiting, in terms of you can no longer forfeit within 90 seconds of a match. I know that made a lot of people happy about that. And then also, very lastly as well, unfortunately enough, club names are not exclusive, so everyone can have pretty much the same club name. I would have loved to see a race for unique club names, meaning if someone had Squishy Muffins 92, no one else could have that as their club name. But still, it makes sense to have everyone have the same name, just in case there'd be butting heads and arguments about who got cool names and who didn't. But that's gonna do it for today's episode of Esports News. We hope you guys all enjoy. We will see you all back here Wednesday. Remember, Monday's a holiday, so we're gonna have a lot of news. It's gonna be a packed episode for Wednesday. We hope you guys all enjoy this crazy week of Esports News, and as always, we'll see you then.